Yo, what up, guys? This your boy T Dub. What's blazing in sports? We are here live. All right, guys. So, been talking about some pretty good light heavyweight, not light heavyweight, but lightweights and welterweight fights, and we also got a couple really big heavyweight fights coming up that could lead to a potential, the biggest heavyweight fight that we didn't see in quite some time. But the real question is, will we get or are we going to get that big matchup? And guys, you already know I'm talking about Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, and it is lined up pretty perfect for it to happen next. It is, guys. It's lined up, like bowling pins for if you tip that lead pin just right, either on the right or left side, it should get you a strike, guys. But we know if anything is off by a bit, or if you miss that lead pin, that it's not going to happen. So here's what we got, guys. We got on March 3rd, Deontay Wilder is taking on Luis Ortiz. Pretty good fight. We have Anthony Joshua taking on Joseph Parker. Another pretty good fight. That's going down March the 31st. So right now the pins are lined up. All right. Fair enough. We have both guys fighting within the same month. Right? So everything looks good, right? Look in the mirror. You all suited up, your three-piece, your pants hang just right. The shirt hanging just right. You got your 16 in the neck or 17 in the neck shirt on, the collar fitting just right. It looks good because a lot of time the issue is the date doesn't line up. Somebody's fighting in March, but then somebody else is not even fighting until June. And, it's all these things that can stop it from not lining up. Right now, it looks good. So now what we need to do is watch both fights and see if Wilder can beat Ortiz and if Joshua can beat Parker. And guys, when you look at this, these are good matchups within themselves. Even before looking past these guys, I think we really need to take time and enjoy each one of these fights because both of these fights are really good. You look at Deontay Wilder, this guy has 39 wins, no losses, and I believe 38 of them is knockout. Then you got Ortiz, another guy with 28 wins, no losses. Maybe 3 or 4 of his are not knockouts. Anthony Joshua, you already know this guy is pitching a perfect game. 20 wins, 20 knockouts, no losses. Then you got Joseph Parker, another guy with 24 wins, no losses. Not quite sure how his knockout record is, but I think he has a pretty high knockout ratio as well. So we are looking at, this is good just looking at that, guys. 39-0 versus 28-0. 20-0 versus 24-0. And we get to enjoy this. Wilder on March 3rd, and I am predicting that I think Wilder should be favored to win this fight. I think the speed is going to be a factor. The power is going to be a factor. Ortiz, I do like the way he boxes. This guy does have skills. There's no lie. He has skills. He has he's deceivingly, I think, a little faster than what people say, but he's nowhere close to Deontay Wilder. I think Wilder's going to get that one. Anthony Joshua is going to be favored against Joseph Parker, but Parker is one of the other guys that can really make this interesting against Joshua. It is in his hands and his style. He comes in, and honestly, will he be able to take that punch that Anthony Joshua will most likely going to land somewhere throughout that fight? So let's get to the nitty-gritty. Will this fight, assuming Joshua and Wilder win, will it happen next? If I was a fan, I'm like, yes, it's set up perfect to happen next. But to be honest, I don't know. It's probably more so, maybe a 60% chance that it doesn't happen. And to be honest, I think if it does not happen, it will be on the Anthony Joshua side and promotional company side. While it doesn't happen, I think honestly that Deontay Wilder wants this fight. He wants this fight bad. And if he goes out and lays out not Victor Ortiz, but Luis Ortiz, he's going to want this fight. But when you're looking at Anthony Joshua, he just have more options that he can push this fight off. Now, it is set up to be really big right now because both guys will be coming off of big wins against undefeated fighters. it is set up perfect to go down. If both of these guys fight in March, you're looking at somewhere between a July through September showdown in a mega heavyweight fight that at least in a long time. We've been getting pretty good fights, and it would be nice way to put their touch on 2018. But I just feel Anthony Joshua has a little bit more, like if he beats, well, more options to fight. If he beat Joseph Parker, I believe it's going to be some type of talks with Deontay Wilder. They might say he priced himself out, and then he can go on and probably work something out with Big Baby Miller, maybe the winner of Tony Bellew and David Haye, maybe Tyson Fury, maybe even do a Dylan White again or something like that. He just has, more option that he doesn't feel as pressured to have to fight Wilder when Wilder doesn't have those options. And Wilder, it really sounds like Wilder is the one that really wants to be the undisputed king of the heavyweight championship. And I'm not so sure that Anthony Joshua wants that right now. And maybe in time he wants that fight. I know at one point he said, you're not going to rush me into it. You're going to let it develop. And since Deontay Wilder is the older fighter, you don't really know. But guys, I would love for this fight to happen next. I would love to see after both of these guys, if they get victories on their respective date. I would love to see Wilder versus Joshua next, and I give it maybe a 40% chance of happening after that, and I give it, a 60% chance that it does not happen, because I feel that Joshua people don't have that same push. They just don't have that same push to get it done like Wilder. And the thing is, whenever it does happen, it may not happen. If one of these guys take a loss, it takes a lot from it. That's why it's set up so perfect right now. Wilder beats Ortiz. Joshua beat Parker, and bam, these guys set up for a mega fight. They can probably even do a pay-per-view, maybe do a million point one buys somewhere in the area, and even if not pay-per-view, it's going to sell out. The fight has to take place in England because Joshua, and he's the biggest star. He's a bigger star because he gets more support. His fan, his country, they support him more. They rally behind him. He's selling out stadiums. His last 2 or 3 times out, just killing it. And Wilder, unfortunately, he does not get the same respect when it comes to buying to see him. To be a star, the people have to really be behind you. They have to want to see you. And you say a lot of times that, hey, being a fighter, listen, I don't care what nobody think. I'm just going to go out there and knock people out. But yeah, and that's what he's done. When you knock out 38 out of 39 people, and they can't call you boring. They can't say you run like Floyd Mayweather. They can't say you hit soft, like Paulie Malignaggi. They can't say all these things about you. The only thing they can say is that, yeah, he's not quite so polished. But you know what? Most fight fans today that's not true boxing fans, they don't want to see polish. They want to see, I hit you, you hit me, I hit you, you hit me, until somebody just gets knocked out in the most dramatic way possible. But Wilder just, and he talks too. That's another thing with Wilder. I was talking about Andre Ward and not Terence Crawford, but Earl Spence. Those are 2 guys that, pretty respectable guys that don't really have that really outgoing personality. But Wilder does. Wilder talk. He does not hold his tongue. Bomb squad, and he's just not getting the same love. So I'm not sure if that's maybe marketing not pushing him as well, or why the people just not feeling him as well. But it's the opposite with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua doesn't have to do that. Anthony Joshua can be the good guy. He can be the respectable one, dressed nice, speaks nice, doesn't have to raise his voice. And the fans over there, they love him. And that's why I always talk. I don't care if the UK fans, if they like me or don't like me, but I respect them a lot because they rally behind the fighters. Their support is undeniable, and I take my hat off to them guys. Even if it's not for me, I would love for our fans over here to support our fighters like they support their fighters over there. But guys, let's get back to the good stuff. Wilder versus Ortiz. This is January. It's only a couple months away. less than a couple months away because Wilder is fighting on March the 3rd against I keep calling him Victor, against Luis Ortiz, which, you know, that to me, that fight right there is set up for a lot of big shots to be landed. A lot of big shots. Now, the jabs may not land as flush, but I'm talking about them straight crosses, either Wilder straight right or Ortiz straight left, and either one of them guys' hooks should be money. I'm talking about hitting a lot of it. Ding, 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 ding. Because when you get an orthodox fighter and a southpaw fighter, and both of these dropping bombs that explode on contact, reload when they cock it back just to bring it back one more time, it's going to be a lot of big shots. And even though they're going to train, he's going to try to land a big right hand. Yeah, you know what? You can try to train against it, and you can try to train all you want. Just like in most fights, nobody want to get hit. You try to train against their weapon, but the simple fact is fighting, you're going to get hit. You just want to minimize how often you get hit with it. And if you try to run from the cross as much, you're going to open up the hook. Something's going to happen. Somebody's going to give. This fight will not go 12 rounds. Mark my word. I am putting money on this fight. Right? Maybe 8 rounds. Maybe. I want to say maybe 8 rounds. But let's say 8 rounds, okay? Somewhere in that area. Anthony Joshua versus Joseph Parker. A little bit more interesting. I do tip my hat towards Anthony Joshua, but I believe Parker has the skills and the ability to make it interesting. I'm not sure if I can just tip my hat and give him the win, guys. Honestly, I really want to dig more into both of these fights. And I'm definitely coming out with a video for Wilder and Ortiz and a video for Joshua versus Parker, because I can get more into it. You know, I'm going off what I have seen so far, but I got to get invested before. Even if I shoot a video, if it gets 500 views or if it gets 10 views, I'm going to put the time in. That way, when I put myself out on a limb, no matter if I'm right or wrong, at least I put in the time, the work, in a thought process to at least come up with what I came up with. But guys, you know this, your boy T-Dog with Blazing in the Sports. This is the At Work on Break edition, so please take a second to subscribe now. You make a difference in every channel you go to on YouTube. You can be the difference in what's Blazing Sports, getting 279, 280, 300, 500 subscribers until we reach 1,000 and beyond. And for anyone that watches and do not subscribe, I appreciate it. For anyone that decides to subscribe, I appreciate it. Anyone hit the notification bell, I appreciate it. Appreciate anyone that stopped through, even if you like or dislike this video. This is your boy T-Dub. What's Blazing in the Sports? We're out.